Well, I'm now absolutely delighted to be joined by APS Publisher Treasurer Joe Serene. Joe, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us today.
My pleasure.
8 years in the job.
8 years, yes.
And you've enjoyed every minute of it.
Most of them.
Now we're going to talk about open access publishing. What is open access publishing?
Well, the idea of open access publishing is that anyone in the public should be able to read the published scientific literature at some time or other in some way or other. And of course, under those clauses, a lot is hidden.
And how big a part of APS's publishing is open access?
Of our publishing right now, it's not a very large part. We publish 11 journals. 3 of them are purely open access, but they're very small. The rest are what are called hybrid open access, which means that you can pay a fee to have an individual paper published open access, but the rest of the journal is still behind a subscription paywall. If you ask what fraction of the papers we publish about 18,500 papers a year right now.
Wow.
Only about a percent of the, roughly a percent of that total is published open access.
And do you think that's going to change?
Well, I have to say that partly depends again on the definition of open access. That is, and let me back up a little bit. Only a little over a percent is published open access at publication, right? There's a jargon name for that. It's called gold open access. It means somebody's paid and the paper is published that way. We have had, for many years, had what's called a green open access policy, which means that we allow versions of our papers to be put anywhere, anytime. And so, as far as we're concerned, it should be possible, if the authors of the paper choose to make that happen, for anything that we've published to be publicly accessible.
I suppose the principle of it is that the public pays for a lot of research, because a lot of research is government funded and therefore should have access to it. But there are issues for you, aren't there, in open access?
Well, there are certainly financial issues. It costs us about $28 million a year to publish our journals, and somebody has to pay that price. So there's a lot of money if everything were to be published this gold route, which would be fine with us. But somebody has to come up with a significant amount of money to pay for that. The worry with the green way to open access is that if things are made too broadly available too soon, too easy to find, whatever, you worry that at some point libraries will stop subscribing, and then again we're out of business. So I mean, it's a balancing act. So we've always been in favor of open access, but we've always been treading this narrow line to be sure that we were providing as much access as we could without killing our revenue base, which we have to have.
Well, Joe, thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Really appreciate it. And I know you're stepping down this year, so many thanks again.
You're very welcome. I've enjoyed it.